you set up your thing and in your head you're like, yeah man, this I hate this, and then you go to the event or wherever you play it, and
Yep.
then I get the
Yep. 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 Enough.
and then they get the
Enough
reaction where
time.
you look for. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FiwiFewCents, the show where we try to figure out how the music industry is progressing, how DJs, artists, the more not seen part of the music space is surviving amidst all of what's going on, right? And here to talk about that with me is Cory, Nasaal, Francis.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Thank you for
Welcome,
having me.
welcome, welcome. Yeah, man, yeah, man. It's been from what, season two?
Probably
Oh,
actually
season.
season one, to be honest.
Maybe
But,
yeah, from like the last part of season one when
yeah.
we did a guest hunt. Yeah, yep,
Mhm.
yep. For a time. Yeah.
It's been a while.
So
But
finally,
finally,
yeah.
finally here. Finally
Welcome,
here.
welcome, welcome,
Finally
welcome.
here. Thanks.
All right, so put together a brief introduction to give the audience a quick idea of who you are.
All right.
So
Let's see if you have it.
let's see. So he is a Nasaal is a great. I mean Nasaal slash Cory. It's me used to the Instagram
That's quite
handle
fine.
and
That's quite fine.
I YouTube something as well. So
Mhm.
So Cory is a graduate of the University of Technology.
Mhm.
Right. He is a multimedia specialist. He is a DJ, producer, and sound engineer. And that one viral video from about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago.
2019,
Oh
actually.
my
It's
gosh.
been that long.
20,
Been that long.
3 years.
Yeah.
I can do math.
Officially, actually.
Officially.
Hmm.
Okay, so from that viral DJ video, we go Visa, and the whole feed was like, "Ah!" That's this guy. Yeah, famous people, more famous people. So yeah, so that's him. That's this DJ. This guy is. It's one of the you're one of the few students from like the year above me where did grounded enough for talk to the year below. I don't know what going for your year, but
Yeah.
respect to you as a good youth, and I always follow your work and thing, and
Thank you. Thank you.
here we are. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the introduction. This is Nasaal. I'm Kmanii. This is FiwiFewCents, and let's get into it. So I go put a couple of this or that together, right? So I go put this
There are
versus
this or
that.
that.
What? Oh, cause you look. You see, you know, because you look.
Well, yeah, I'm
While
ready
we
for it.
were setting up,
I'm ready for it.
I put my phone down with the notes on it, and my guy
It's
was
his
just
fault.
like,
It's his fault. You know, you need to
and
lock
I'm
your
there
phone.
like, what is he
You
looking
need to
at?
lock
And I
your phone.
realized my phone screen was
Specifically, I was
on.
looking at my intro, but you know,
You
yeah,
reach down at this or that, so you've
decided that.
seen it up.
A few things, a few things, a few things. I don't remember them. I can be honest there.
If it was me, I probably wouldn't have gotten past the second point of the intro because how slow I read. I don't read fast. Some people can just go boop, 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 scan the whole page.
That's
Me,
true.
no, I read
Mhm.
very slow. All right, so here or there, Moby or Kingston.
All right, so I was told that I can only pick one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the case. So as much as I love Moby because of beach and all of that, it has to be Kingston.
Okay.
Most of what I need to do or I'm able to do is in Kingston,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's more a matter of living than enjoying life in a
Enjoying.
sense.
All right. The next one you kind of answered it already: river or beach.
Beach, definitely,
Okay, river.
definitely.
I'm not a
Afraid that's out.
yeah.
Yeah, frog.
Basically. All right, so now we're getting into the more specific ones. So
All
let me make
right.
sure I get this right. Serato or
Mhm.
virtual DJ?
In all fairness, it has to be Serato.
Okay.
That's professional standard.
Mm.
Virtual is, of course, historic to most DJs starting out. In all
Mhm.
fairness, so but it has to be Serato for me. It has
Okay.
to be Serato.
Turntable or controller?
That one, I really wish I could say turntable, but because I
Mm.
haven't experienced it yet, I
Mhm.
can't comfortably say turntables. But that's where we're aiming to go.
Mhm.
So without a shadow of a doubt, I'll say turntable for that one.
Yeah. When I was doing my research, turntable was the difficult one. So
Mhm.
most people would say controller
Right.
because it's easier to work with. And them
Definitely.
say like the computer do all most of the half of the work and one of the antics.
Eh, thin
So
line, thin line.
Not sure if they are different, but I'm
Mm.
gonna. This is the last one. Clash or juggle?
Juggle,
Okay.
juggle. I enjoy the clash culture. I can be honest,
Mm-hmm.
because you know that in the clash culture, it's more a matter of, I guess you could say, witty introduction to whatever you're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah, because you have to talk first and before you start.
Most
Oh.
times, if you're a particular type of DJ, you can literally play the song and make it do all of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you got it recorded properly and all of that. Those are normally dub plates, anyways. But for me, the juggling is what allows for a lot of my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
As you can tell, that's what really made me go viral, because it allows you to really and truly, although there's a thin line in terms of construction of a set versus actually just playing songs.
Mm-hmm.
But in my case, it allows for that level of flexibility and creativity. And so, that's why I prefer juggling,
Okay.
So
Okay.
definitely for that one,
For that.
in this or that,
All right.
is juggling, you know.
All right. So the thing I want to know is because I don't particularly, of course I'm that's a lie. I was about to say I never had an interest in DJing, but I remember for at least 6 weeks I got virtual DJ on my cousin's laptop, and I was when my aunt wasn't there, of
Mm-hmm.
course, because if it's not gospel music, you can't play. So when my aunt wasn't there, I would sit down and connect and I'd go on the laptop, I'd turn on virtual DJ, I'd do a little something for like 10, 15 minutes, then I would send it to a hard drive, plug the hard drive in my uncle radio, and just in there, just going at it. So, but it was just because that was what was a thing at the time. I
Right.
never particularly had a like a genuine interest in being a DJ or like making mixes or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So from somebody who, first of all, how long have you been doing it?
Um, if I'm being fair to myself, it started in 2012. No,
2012.
no, no, before that,
So
like probably about 2011.
so a little over a decade or right on it.
Yeah, but
Okay.
in terms of professionally,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be more like give or take 5 years.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
give or
So
take.
which is fair because assuming yeah, back in 2012, they were about teens and thing, and you
Mm-hmm.
get to figure out what it is that you. That's what I'm saying. Assuming, don't laugh. So, what is it
Mm-hmm.
that made you go, oh, this is interesting. I want to go do that. Or like how you end up from wherever you were at the time to mega start work on being a DJ or a sound engineer or a
Okay.
producer.
Well, to be fair, my brother used to do a little bit of it. It's not anything too major or anything. I'm more of a technical person
Mm-hmm.
at heart, so computer and all of the curiosity that comes with it is what initially started it, because my brother had virtual,
Mm-hmm.
and every now and again him just play a couple song and thing and just enjoy himself. But music in general has been a thing for me from a young age. I play drums, learning piano now and all of that, and actually going more into producing and thing. But what happened with regards to DJing is that I had a DJ brother who was in the same class as me, and play music and all of that, and just decided one day that I want to learn this.
Mm-hmm.
Because for one, you're interacting with music, you're getting to blend music and incorporate different styles to bringing in songs and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that more or less was my first introduction to that. Um, with regards to like sound engineering and that type of thing, I did not have that drive at the time. But as you grow and learn one thing, you start to venture off into other things, because you say, how this work, how that work, kind of thing. And as a technical person, as I said, I'm always tinkering with something,
Mm-hmm.
always. So I would always be doing some form of research, trying to figure out how they went about probably creating a particular sound, or probably just a general understanding of what I
Of
what I
yeah.
wanted to learn. And so um, I had a rough couple of years after that, in a sense, like a predicaments at school and all that, because I was actually supposed to be doing computer sciences.
Mm.
But life happened. you realize, yo, that's not the part you want to go on.
Yeah.
So I took some time and revamped. Of course, as you mentioned earlier, you live in your parents or your auntie house in your case, and you're not going to disrespect them. You're not playing the music or anything like that. So for me, it
Yeah.
was just more reading, research, you know, doing one and two little things here and there, and so that's where more of the sound engineering type of thing got into play because you would have to then look at interacting more with the mixing consoles and all of that. And
Yeah.
for me, it was the only mixing console I would have access to is at church. So, I would help them with the audio. Of course, in my particular case, because I played drums for church as well, it was more a set it and forget it type of thing. But I always did
Yeah.
my due diligence to do some research. Still do that up to this day, of course, because education is not just in college. It's a day-to-day thing,
Yeah.
and so
Agree.
I definitely just continued doing it that way. Um, I can say that I feel a lot more confident about it now.
Mm-hmm.
And as you realize, the DJing thing sort of take off when you come out to your parents' house now and you're there at college and you get to interact with some other people.
Yeah.
For me, it was a matter that um, living on dorm sort of lent itself to the opportunities to actually play out. Because they would have their little events here and there on campus, of course, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't want somebody to play music. So we just say, all right, me not go far. It's not a serious inconvenience, and of course, being responsible about it at the time because I know took on the BCAT program.
Mm-hmm.
No, say yo, after that computer science thing, you definitely have to be more responsible in terms of taking your education serious. So
Yeah.
and only took up events more or less that weren't hindering school. So that's part of the reason just to go into the future a bit. Why after going viral, I wasn't really on the scene per se because I said to myself that education is first
Okay.
and things. So, um, but yeah, just took on those small events and all those little things and thing. Um, the sound engineering was sort of part of the BCAT thing. As some persons may know, it's not fully developed in a sense where you can definitely say, all right, BCAT will give you a vast array of knowledge on it.
Yeah, like
But it
no, it's
definitely gives,
specialized. It's not really
all right,
specialized.
it's not
It's
specialized, but
more like
it
umbrella.
gave a general sense of, some industry stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm thankful for, definitely. But most of it for me was self taught. So, um, as you explained earlier, I've definitely sought to help out who I can help out, especially when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, including yourself, actually have benefited from that in its own right. So, yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of a lengthy answer, but
Yeah, but it's we're looking for the backstory. We
yeah,
want to educate those who coming into the space. Want to do it with something else and all sorts of things. We're not trying to. The length doesn't really matter to me personally because it's
no,
it's information. You soak it in, you learn, and then it's good for the audience as well.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, is it to you? Is the so the start was a matter of convenience. A friend was in the space. Your brother dabbling it here and there. So
Hmm.
it kind of was like in your peripheral in terms of like life choices and things. So at this stage in the game, you are more or less serious enough about it for can honestly answer whether or not is it to you something that you're passionate about, or is it like a hobby, or is it like I know it so I do it type thing, because um you are a very multifaceted person,
Right.
jack of many trades,
Hmm.
as it were. But the second part, there's a second part and a third part of the saying. So you have jack of all trades, and you have jack of all trades, master of none.
Hmm.
And you have jack of I don't know the third. I'm gonna remember it. I know it, but I don't remember it. You have jack of all trades, master of none.
But it's
Something,
better
something,
than a
something, something.
master of one.
I think so. That's like
Better than a master of one.
okay. Well,
Jack
there
of
you
all
go.
trades, but a master of none
Mm,
is still better than a master of one.
okay.
Yeah,
Of one or none?
one
None would make sense because them say none already. Don't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Right,
true,
and if you master one thing and you're good at it, fine. But what else can you bring to the table apart
true.
from the mastery of the one thing?
Yeah. So
So,
back to
mhm.
back to the topic. So you are, yeah. So which is it? Which is it to you? Is it
To
something
be
you're
fair,
passionate about?
it is more of a passion in its own right, but um, my growing up definitely has put I guess, a specific type of guide to the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
because you grow up in church and all that, so you're more spiritually grounded. Well, I personally feel more spiritually grounded than most persons,
Mm-hmm.
and so whilst it is that I can play any and everything, there is more. For me, it's more a matter of being creative with it than genuinely playing songs. So I would feel a lot more comfortable like in a three-star situation where all right, you're supposed to build a set, play a set for the people, they react, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so um I pick and choose my battles basically because in life anyways you have to pick and choose what you do, right? You're not going to just all right any pananak as them would say, you
Mm-hmm.
know you got to. All right, so for me personally it's a matter of all right, I will play here and I will play this type of music because I feel more comfortable playing this type of music. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not a matter where I'm going to say all right, I'm going to limit myself to this type of music under the particular context.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at a party. Clearly, everybody now go and come and hear pop music and reggae music all night. We live at Jamaica. We want to hear some dancehall and thing. So
Mm-hmm.
whilst it is that I'm not engulfed per se in like the content of particular music, it's more a matter where I can pick a line out here, pick a line out there. I can probably what you call it now, craft a concept based on a one liner from a song and all of that kind of thing. So whilst it's not a driving passion, I guess I could say.
Mm.
It's still a passion nonetheless.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Bella said play the set, get a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I wanted to find out is, has there ever been a time that you set up your thing and in your head you're like, yeah man, this I hate this, and then you go to the event or wherever you play it and
Yep.
then I get the
Yep. 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 Enough.
I think they get the
Enough
reaction where
time.
you look
Enough
for.
time.
Allegedly,
I can.
most people don't like admit to that fact, but me not even finish the sentence and admit. So yeah.
No, without a shadow of a doubt, you can't expect to um, do something I not feel
Mm.
because, of course, the natural tendency that a lot of persons seem to believe is that oh, you're only putting out quality work and thing. And in all fairness, I don't believe I personally don't believe that, you should just be putting out quality work. You should put out work. Right. I believe I actually said there's a video on my channel about this actually.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of the quantity that you put out is quite important because you could be putting out a lot of work, right? But if it's still mediocre across the board, it don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're pulling in the numbers and all of that. But if you're putting in quality quantity. So like you have FiwiFewCents. You put out
Mm-hmm.
10 episodes for a season. Argumentatively, I think it's actually more than that.
It
No?
should be 12, but
Yeah. So
somehow we haven't managed to get there.
that's fine. But that's part of it as well. You can't always be perfect in
Yeah.
that regard. But you put out 10 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say out of the 10 episodes, 8 hit.
Mm-hmm.
You have two that fail. What you're going
Yeah.
to do? Quarrel and complain and say, oh,
Mm.
the episode's never working, so I might just have to
Scrub it.
exactly. No, you go
Yeah.
back to the drawing board and you see, especially when you get comments and things, you see where people comment and you say, all right, could probably do this here, could probably do that there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the drawing board, you rebuild your ideas. You come back, you're at season 3 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there it goes. All right. In all fairness, I really like constructive criticism
Mm-hmm.
on anything that I do, whether good or bad, because even the greatest of things still can probably use a little fine tuning here, like a fine tuning there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I prefer, to be honest, the negative comments.
You
Quite,
prefer.
you know, a contradiction because it shows where I can first of all do better,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it also helps me to sort of see the thought process of other persons.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you rightfully say, there are moments where yo, she said the baddest thing in the world. Alright, alright, I go take on the world now and it just go all the way world global.
And you play it and
Play it and you just see the crowd freeze.
yeah, you the cricket them not bad.
If you did hear the cricket that bad, I know so bad, not even cricket here, man.
Not even the cricket
Not
them now
even
make
the cricket.
nice.
Not even the cricket them.
The cricket them still long like
Yeah.
yeah, not even this no.
Eh, eh.
Una take on that
No,
one.
no. But of course, the
Okay.
perfect example that you use is the viral thing. Sometimes
Yeah, but
you
that was
genuinely don't
it.
have to care, you know.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
the opposite of you when it was well received is an understatement, but it's a big thing.
it's a big thing, as far as it is. But
Yeah, it
that
was.
moment for me, if I can just touch on that, is just
Mhm.
a matter that I genuinely put the concept together. I said to myself, you know what, I like the concept, and it was really unorthodox, especially how the process came about to build it. And so, you know, I definitely just said, play it and see what happens.
Yeah, basically.
And what a lot of persons didn't see on video, of course, is that when I had reached the ace god, I realized that yo, the reaction was coming up, and so like I was actually signaling to the crowd, say, "Hold on, man, hold on," and thing, and then of course
Oh yeah,
the
with
big drop.
that part that was seen when you're like, wait, there's more.
No, that was
When
not
you get
that
the
was not seen.
little.
As in during the song,
Mm,
when they were actually 7 days a week, you were actually seeing out in the crowd, and of course they started to react already.
mm-hmm.
But I was like, hold on, let me see if this way, kind of thing. And then of course the big drop came, and
Yeah.
uh, I actually didn't finish that set properly, based on how I had planned it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even after the bees have happened, you heard that instrumental coming, but I actually hit the wrong cue point because of how much I was laughing because of the reaction that was happening
Yeah.
and thing as well. You know, but here we are today,
Yeah.
kind of
Here
thing.
we are.
You know,
There are two things I wanted to go back to. One is,
mm-hmm.
appreciate. You said you prefer
Negative
negative
comments,
comments.
right?
I gave it some thoughts, and I would say I appreciate some negative comments. I can't say I prefer them because at some point there's a limit to the amount of like
Naturally,
negativity you're
naturally,
willing to
naturally.
listen to, and then no, when I use the word appreciate instead of prefer, I appreciate negative comments.
Mm-hmm.
It supports what it is that you said, which is um that
Critiquing,
gives you, yeah, it gives you the opportunity to look into the work itself and say, okay, this person was complaining about this, or this didn't really work here,
right?
yada yada yada, and you go through and you scan it and work. If all you're getting, for those who only prefer positive comments, if all you're getting is positive comments,
Mm-hmm.
there's no room to grow. You're gonna think this is it, and stop there. And
Mm-hmm.
the second thing I wanted to say is that the basis, or the what's the word, the not the motto, not the root, or
Right.
the of my studio, is that the work is never done. More can be done. You can improve. There's a step
Always,
further. It's like
always.
it's continue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Continue studio. There's a step.
yeah.
Keep going. You're not at the peak. This isn't where it ends. There's more. There's more. There's always more.
Forever
You're
and
not
always.
gonna hit 100% to your audience. There's always more. Keep going. You
Mm-hmm.
get me?
Yeah.
So I can understand and appreciate the negative comments. And like I was saying before I started talking about this,
Mm-hmm.
is that not
Disorder.
many people, like I was saying, not many people admit that. Because a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine from back in high school, was a DJ as well, and we talked some time ago, and he was saying that not many people are willing to admit that a set failed as a DJ. So he was saying, someone will tell us, say, oh, play this and that much 100 set, and all of them did go good, and none of them never go left or right. All of them did good, and so for you
If
to
all of them will
openly
do good,
admit,
I believe it is probably more conditioned in a sense.
mm,
Because I mean, you have specific songs that you play at specific times, and they will always capture
mm-hmm,
that moment. You know, after argumentatively 5 hours of music, for you hear our father who art in Zion. Yo, energy lift up back.
Mhm.
And that's almost generic at this point,
Well, you have
you
some
know.
specific songs you get specific reactions. You have
Mm-hmm.
like
After at specific
at
times,
specific
you
times.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
So as I said, the Our Father is one, the Bojo that is,
Hmm.
and if if the only time you are playing is at those moments, then you're likely to get that consistent. Oh yeah.
Mm. So
But if
it's
you
not
don't play the early part of the event when nobody is there, if you
or
don't
the
play
late
the
part
part
when
where people just take
everybody
them time and
yeah
come
are
in,
shuffling.
right? Or if you never play a full 3 hours of music from start to, you
Hmm.
know,
All right.
or it will
Okay.
always seem like, oh, you always have the best sets in the world,
Mm.
right? And a lot of people don't. Well, I can't say a lot of people to be honest, right? Because not many people come out early
Hmm.
for one, and so they wouldn't see, you know, oh, the setup I go on and the DJ just a play like R&B and souls and you know.
In the Samantha episode, she was one that, as a child though,
Mm-hmm.
she said she used to go out there when it's the early parts, and when
Right.
it touched the later part, and the big people start coming, big people music start come,
Galang about your business.
the kids shuffle out and
Galang
go
about your
away.
business.
So is like jokingly, it's mostly old people and children is at the early parts. Just the old people them fast and put them just run up and down.
Well, people
So
fast, eh?
parties, dance, clubbing,
Ah, the
big
jing bang
big
them.
what do you call it? Concerts, the jing bang them.
Round robins and
them something there.
mm-hmm.
We know majority of them because I'm not going to say it because it was heard out of context and not in public. There's a very big event that usually happens that might be happening. It's being worked on. But outside of that, parties, big major parties are not really a thing anymore. Even though them have the one-on-one and party, them are still a key. But
Mm-hmm.
COVID and lockdown and six
Mm-hmm.
foot apart and the thing and thing and thing and thing, all of that are going. So how, like, what have you been doing now that? Well, even though you said you took, you pick your battles in terms of like the stuff with your DJ and engineering and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, but now that the events are not as popular, no, not popular, not happening as much as they were at one point. How is it that you think? As of course, if you're in this space, you have friends in the space, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can talk for them in this case.
Right, right.
Like, what are you guys doing? What are the DJs doing?
Um,
What's going on?
to be fair, I mean the place is opening back up a bit,
Mhm.
so whatever opportunities come to us
Mhm.
as DJs, of course, um, they seek to make the best of the opportunity.
Mhm.
What's good, peeps? My name is Nasaal. This, of course, is FiwiFewCents, and I mean, if you're seeing this on the Instagram, like the page, if you're seeing this on Twitter, for some strange reason, I don't know why we still post videos to Twitter, but nonetheless, all right, wherever you see FiwiFewCents, like the content, share the content, follow the pages. This is on YouTube, so like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I mean, just enjoy the content. All right, for one, definitely you're going to be engaged with a lot of new persons and faces and all that. I mean, I'm there, so say clearly that's something I'm going. So, you see me. Until you actually see this episode and thing, all right, just stay tuned.
We see now and know and understand all of what is going on in the world. Like the COVID and all them something.
This
That we know
just
say
in global
party,
pandemic.
right? 2 years later, we just a find out. No more parties, no more concerts,
No more big
no
major events
more big major,
that
yeah,
require music, audio, anything like
and
that.
DJs and things. So
Mm-hmm.
like, how you guys managing? What's the pivot? Is the word?
Yeah.
Like what's the move? You
Well,
guys just there or what?
I mean, to be fair, the place is opening back up now,
Mm-hmm.
so it's more a matter now
Little
that
by little it is, yeah.
definitely. So it's not a matter that whatever little thing comes up and thing take the best, make the best of the opportunity. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I have a friend who get a like a weekend gig with a
Mm-hmm.
restaurant and all that, and even so, like some restaurants now are. sort of incorporating DJs in the sense that
That's true.
them
I
provide music
did go to
for
one
them.
recently, and
Mm-hmm.
there was I heard the music and I thought it was just like a CD thing until I look over at
I
one point
realize
and
that.
see
Yeah, so
somebody standing up over there
those
playing.
that
So,
type of thing now sort of lends itself to that. I mean, it's not a party.
hmm
Can hold a party vibe, yes, but restaurants in a sense, to be honest, when it comes to like DJing and all of that, it's more mellow
hmm
and more relaxed. So say, all right, probably you go to hear a second verse on a song and you're like, I remember so that song have a second verse, you know. But yeah, it's more relaxed in that regard.
mm
But the opportunities are there, all right, with regards to the place being open.
mm
Um, you just approach it accordingly. You take what works for you, what seems to help out with that
hmm
one bill here, that one bill there, kind of thing. For one. Otherwise from that, for example, like a radio DJ, my work. So
hmm
I'm going, I'm playing radio show, playing music, and you know, got a more team business. Other DJs, as far as I can tell, or can note more correctly, your regular 9 to 5,
mm
your regular graphic design work here, video work here, in my case, I do sound engineering every now and again. Sound engineering work is for me few and far in the latter
Between.
part, in the earlier parts of things.
hmm
I now work with a company, so that's more the work on a day-to-day basis now, and so I give thanks for that first of all.
hmm
You know, it's just a matter now that whatever we have to do to survive, we
Have to
just
do.
ensure that we do it,
hmm
we make it up and survive. Once the place open back up, hopefully the opportunities will present itself a little more, I guess.
mm
Because more or less, you have those consistently in rotation DJs, quote unquote, the popular ones are the more popular ones. So like a Chromatic, a Chrome,
hmm
Nicoli probably. Those persons will more be what promoters are go to in terms of bringing life and energy back to their events.
hmm
All right, so it's probably still a matter where, all right, if you're not putting out any form of content, especially because everybody's on their phones now, so you have to be sort of putting out content, sort of give yourself some traction. It's going to be probably not as easy
hmm
for you to get back into this phase, but you know, the work will speak for itself. Networking, of course, is another important factor.
Yep.
I can be honest and say that I've been lacking in that department, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
No,
We're
no, nobody.
But yeah, definitely we're just doing what we need to survive. In all
Mm.
fairness, and I'm sure you can tell that from the creative perspective of things too.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Hmm.
find something else to do while we're,
Might as well
wait
learn a
for.
new skill.
Yeah,
Probably
can do
pick up
that.
an old skill, learn how to draw or play piano or something
No, yeah.
kind of thing.
I've been one. Well, I can ish, but it's just a matter of owning one, so I can just like
Ping
always.
pong.
Yeah. The minute I get one is the minute less sleep happen. Alright.
Yeah,
Around
yeah. Learning a
the
new skill arena, yeah. Up
yeah.
nights, drop
One
asleep
man.
over the equipment. Man.
Yeah. So have you ever experienced issues with like promoters not giving you your dues? Because
Um,
that's an
to be fair,
issue.
yeah. I mean, like, well, it would be expected, like in the earlier part of the career.
Mm,
You know, they don't know you. They're going to doubt your skill set. They're going to say, all right, I give you a chance, but say probably a free work you're gonna have to do here or
mm,
there. Right? And it's expected
mm-hmm,
in any field really. Persons don't know what they're getting. Persons are iffy. Well, I realize that it is more the lesser affluent people that normally seem to operate like this. But them want to ensure that the money is spent properly. So them not go readily take a chance. There are very few persons that I've come across where, it's alright, I don't know how to go on, but you do your best and me make sure so you get paid at the end of the day and all that make way and thing.
mm-hmm,
Alright. Especially if like they genuinely never heard of you. And them just know say they in a tight spot and they need somebody to fill the spot and you happen to be there. That's normally how that goes.
But this one, that should be the case because
It's
you can just like you have a set recorded playing phone, you just show him. This
yes
is
and
what I
no.
can do.
Yes and no. People still have their preferences.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's that.
you
Yeah,
can't
but
you can't book a dancer DJ for a source event. No matter how
you have
clean.
some slow that.
Anyone. Anyone. But source and dancer are two different things. And if I come to your event and your event is a strictly soca event, for example, which of course is normally where you definitely see a difference, right? Because most times you have soca separate from dancehall,
Mm.
right? Especially in Trinidad where that is their culture
Yeah.
and thing. I can't go on soca set and play soca music exactly like a dancehall music. There are certain elements that cross over, yes, because all music at the baseline is music
Mhm.
and thing. So slow dance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is. In all fairness, you just have to know that whatever opportunities you get, you just make the best of them and
Mhm.
sort of make yourself a little more versatile. Unless, of
Mhm.
course, you're strictly devoting yourself. I am a soca DJ, and that is the only thing I play, kind of thing. For one, it's save your hard drive space. I can tell you that.
There's
But
that.
you know,
Save you the time for listen to
organize.
all sorts of different
Yeah,
music as well.
right, right. But
Like how to do that? How to sit down? Like for the DJs that like in a prep and primary school, you have teachers who teach science, teachers who teach math, teachers who teach this, and then you have like one, two, or three teacher who just teach everything right across the board.
prep and primary or high school, you
No,
said.
some
Got
them have general teachers in high school.
prep and primary is where you get the teacher that teaches everything,
Yeah,
as
you
far
know
as
what I'm
I
saying?
know.
No, but
Right.
you have some where you have some where specialized, but then you have most of the teach them, or at least half of the teach them is more of a general. So them get grade one, and them teach everything in a grade one, grade two, everything in a grade two. So
Mhm.
you have the DJ them where play the 3 4 hour set. Them start with
Souls,
souls
R&B,
and then go to them. I don't know the actual order, but them shuffle through the different genres of music.
and eras too.
Well, no, even that make matters worse because now you listen to all of the genre them from 2010s, 1990s,
Uh-huh.
yeah, 20 teens. Me not have
20
time.
teens. All right, that was the one.
Me not have.
That was the
Wait,
one.
isn't that 2010s?
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing I've said in a while.
No, I
I
mean,
said 2010s then 20 teens. It's the same. Oh my
same
god.
difference. Give or take.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. So I just need to understand how is it that you take in so much information basically just music from four no not four 4 decades or something
All
like that
walks of
this
life,
this this
basically.
this
'Cause you have to
this
remember, you
and
have
then
to go.
every genre and you have it in your head and then you have to play that and if you realize that the set are change you have but then again you probably have some lined up we may talk like the pre before you reach the event forever before you even reach the event how you keep track of all of the music where just I get put up because artists are pop up like grass and them are boss very freak like you don't know who are boss when where how or why so I
Mm-hmm.
mean at some point your brain are gonna be like this is too much I go on some artists or get skip music now they play like how you keep up with all of that is that's one of the last thing I'm gonna ask you about like how what that how to do that minute me can't do that.
No, well, look, I mean, you can do it because you're not probably in the
That's a
frame
given.
of mind to
Yeah.
do it, kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. But to be fair, for me at least, I genuinely don't do it.
Mm.
It sounds strange. Yes, I'm a DJ and I don't listen to music like that.
Mm.
Alright, but as I say, how I grew up, it sort of lends itself to knowing that I know everything I need to listen. That's the first thing. Alright,
I me know
and
that for sure. Me
for
know this.
me, it's more a matter of alright, I have this event or that event, update the library. Or genuinely, when I'm wanting to update the library, then is when I really sit and listen to music and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a matter that, all right, what would I play at this event? What type of crowd am I expecting? What type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
What type of person, sorry, am I expecting? Not just the crowd, because the crowd is one thing, but like the age groups vary normally
Yeah.
in the crowd. and thing. And so you know that you look to accommodate everybody. At least for me, as I said, because I don't outright just listen music. To be honest, lo-fi,
Lo-fi?
lo-fi music has been what I've been listening to most.
Oh,
Right?
what is that?
It's like well, the version of lo-fi that I listen to is more chill hop, which is more a matter of
Mm.
jazz hip hop type of fusion.
Mm-hmm.
But how it works is normal what they call study music. So it is your your baseline is the jazz samples. So you would hear your horns or whatever old jazz type feel of things,
Mm-hmm.
and then what really makes it chill hop now is the fact that you have hip hop style drumming over all of that, and of course then you edit it and make it sound nice, vinyl crackle, ambient sounds, and all of that. But just back to music and all of that in general, in terms of your catalog, just listen to music,
Mm.
honestly. And then you take your time, you pull out something out here, put it in your set, add it to your library and all that. And then you just develop the understanding of it. If you have a genuine curiosity, it will build itself,
Okay.
you know. And then for me now, as I said, I want to go three style level. So I am looking at samples, I'm looking at um, how this song was made, how that song was made, how can I incorporate something that has been sampled 10 million times
Mm-hmm.
into my set and transition from this genre to that genre and all that. Because of course, a lot of popular music, especially like to take gospel samples. I really and truly that probably like one of the biggest introductions for me into music because
Mm-hmm.
you realize say, oh, they sampled a gospel song into a hip hop song and of course made it quite a graphic experience. But you know, you're like, all right, clearly there is some
There is something to it,
cross
yeah.
breeding, if I can use the term like
Or a
that.
hybrid.
Right, kind of thing that there's a that approach is normally taken, and so you develop that understanding and that appreciation for the reference of older music, especially, and then you realize, say, all right, if you take that same old piece of music and bring it into a modern context,
Mm-hmm.
it lends itself to so much more. So, as I say, for
Mm-hmm.
me, that's where it really ties into understanding and learning the music.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, again, it. I mean, I've learned more. I had a DJ,
Hold it,
have a DJ friend,
hold
but I
it,
mean,
hold it, hold it.
but we don't. We never usually talk about his work personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept it. Have you seen, just real quick? Have you seen the Defiant Ones?
No,
4-part documentary on Dr. Dre.
no, no, I need to then, based on the fact that it's Dr. Dre, one
Yeah,
of the greats, you know.
that's yeah. So I recently watched that. So
Mm-hmm.
only just this much was understood. In terms of when I get into the technical aspects of it, the cultural aspects of it, the impact on like the environment and thing when they started, doing the NWA stuff or a couple years later when he was doing Eminem, blah blah, blah all of that stuff. But it's I've now I'm not interested in it in terms of like applying it or going into it physically
Yourself
myselfly.
engaging with it.
Yeah, but it is a very interesting field. If you like music, that even makes it better. It's quite fascinating to see
Intricate
the
behind the
behind the
scenes.
scenes, the surgical parts of the music. Some people they just hear the music and that's it. But
Mm-hmm.
that behind the scenes part of it is quite interesting. So I've been privy to see beats being made, see artists recorded, and now talk to a DJ and a producer and a sound engineer. So listen, man. If you see me in the music industry, mind your business and support.
That's quite
Uh,
right. That's quite right. That's quite
yeah.
right.
So
Uh,
we're gonna close off now. So real quick, is there anything you'd like to plug, push, give the audience directions to find whomever, wherever.
Find me. I mean, well, as I said in the introduction, I have a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sort of lacking, but we're coming back to it. In all fairness, I'm actually looking to get some content out. By the time this is out, I should have some more content out, I think. But I have a YouTube channel. I have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Um, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok is well underscore Nasaal. The YouTube page is without the underscore. Um, Mixtapes, live audios, whatever little things probably going to take them time to come out. I'm still working out like the general content or context of my content because on my channel I started this thing called 90 Days to Better, and it's sort of helping to guide the process of developing certain skill sets and all that. So, I'm taking everything in strides, to be fair. But definitely, I'm going to have a video on explaining that whole procedure for one. And uh, yeah, really and truly, it's just a matter of staying connected in terms of my content. And of course, as I say, I'm developing a lot of things now. So if you see it, you see it.
All right.
To be fair,
All
right?
right.
That's the best way I can put it. And of course, this interview is sort of putting me back at the map in a sense. So,
Okay.
definitely my first interview in 3 years. Yeah, since the 2019 thing, it's been my first interview.
Okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
on
a big thing.
big thing. It's a big thing.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. This has been FiwiFewCents for this week. My name is Kmanii. This has been
Bob.
Nasaal, Cory,
My
big
name is
DJ.
Bob.
Bob.
Anytime
Thank you for
anytime I was
viewing.
asked for example, they say give a name, Bob.
Bob. Yeah.
Bob. But yes,
Mine is
it's
like,
actually
I think
Nassau.
Daniel. Daniel is my like goat. Like if you make up a name on the spot, I'm probably Daniel. I don't know why.
Bob just easy,
For sure, 3 letters. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for liking, sharing, viewing. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next
Also
Wednesday.
don't forget the notification bell.
There's that as well, so you get alerted when a post is made.
If
all
you
that
saw the
thing.
post,
YouTuber
give
things.
thanks. Give thanks. If you saw the post before watching the video, give thanks to that kind of thing.
All right. So
follow the page.
yeah,
FiwiFewCents.
all of
Definitely.
all of just do the dudes. All of it is in the description. Just go down there and
I have some stuff up top.
do what you have to do.
So don't forget that. Yeah. YouTuber stuff,